So we can't have Christmas. My children wouldn't let me have Christmas without making gingerbread men. And it's a ritual even now to this day that we all sit around the table and we decorate gingerbread men together at Christmas. So that's what we're going to make now, my gingerbread men. And this is a really easy recipe that never fails and tastes delicious. So we're going to start off with heating the pan over a medium heat. I'm going to add in 100 grams of unsalted butter. I always use unsalted butter no matter what I'm making because I think that it allows you to control the salt that you put in your food anyway. And then to that I'm going to add 175 grams of dark muscovado sugar. So this is this stuff which has got the molasses in it. It's really treacly and caramelly and it's delicious. So that's going to go straight in to the pan with the butter. I'm going to melt it all together. And then to make it even more delicious, we're going to add in 85 grams of golden syrup, which is just delicious. Make sure we scrape all this out, we don't want to leave any behind. And we're just going to give it a quick stir, and then just over a medium heat we're just going to let that all melt down together. Smells gorgeous. Muscovado sugar, butter and syrup. Oh. Okay, so we're going to let this melt down. It's nearly melted the butter now, but then I'm just going to let it get to the point where it's bubbling and just leave that for a couple of minutes and take it off the heat. So you can see this is now all melted. It's this lovely gooey mixture. So I just want it to come to the point where it's just bubbling a little bit. I'm just going to let it boil for a couple of minutes and then I'll turn it off the heat. Okay, so this is bubbling away now, which is exactly what we want. So I'm just going to give it another minute and then we're going to turn it off the heat. Just let it cool down slightly for around 5 to 10 minutes and then we can get on with making the rest of our gingerbread mixture. Okay, so we're just going to let our gingerbread syrupy mixture cool down. So in the meantime, I'm just going to get some of my dry ingredients mixed together, ready in the bowl. So I'm just going to take a glass bowl here. Here I've got 350 grams of plain flour. I always like to use this plain pre-sieved flour. I think it always gives a really nice consistency to anything I'm baking. And you can get that online in the supermarkets, it's really easy. So I'm just going to put my plain flour into the bowl. And then to that I'm just going to add in 1 teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda. This is a pre-measured teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda, so it makes it really easy. It's going to go straight in. Now this mixture already smells amazing, but we're about to make it even better with, I'm going to put in loads of cinnamon and loads of ginger. It's like Christmas in a dish. So this is going to go straight into our flour mixture, like so. These are going to be very gingery gingerbread men, and then I'm just going to give that a quick mix round so that all our dry ingredients are mixed together. Okay, now we just need to wait for this to cool down a little bit and then we can get on with making the rest of the mixture. Okay, so our lovely buttery syrupy mixture has been cooling now for around 10 minutes. We've got our dry ingredients in the bowl. To that now I'm going to add 1 beaten egg. So it's just an egg that I've popped in this dish and given a quick beat. Okay. And then we're going to add in our syrup mixture. We'll just combine that a little bit. Add in our lovely syrupy mixture. Get all the last bits. Can't leave any of this sticky goodness behind. And then we're just going to mix it all together. Once it's all coming together, we're going to get in with our hands in a minute. Just trying to get all the dry bits up. before I get in there with my hands, I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of flour onto this surface here, just so it doesn't stick. Okay, get some more if we need it. And now it's time to go in with our hands. I'm just going to scrape off the mixture on the spoon. I'm just going to start bringing it together. Get all the bits from the bottom. Bring it onto our board. I'm just going to knead it for a few minutes now, just until I get a lovely, soft, smooth dough. So it literally is a matter of minutes. We're not making bread, we don't need to put loads of effort into it. A bit more flour. So if you feel it sticking, just add a little bit more flour. Round. It's already starting to, I can feel it beginning to make a lovely smooth mixture, which you can see. That's coming together nicely. So just form it into a little smooth ball, like so. And I've just got some cling film here. Pop it in the cling film. Going to wrap it up. Yes. And then this is just going to go in the fridge for a minimum of 30 minutes before we roll it out and bake our gingerbread man. So our gingerbread dough has been in the fridge now for just over 30 minutes. If you've left yours in there longer and you get it out of the fridge and it's particularly solid and cold, let it come to room temperature a little bit before you try rolling it out. So what I'm going to do here is just sprinkle a little bit of flour onto the surface. I don't want it to stick. And we're just going to roll out our gingerbread dough. We've got our little gingerbread men cutters here, 2 sizes. My house, obviously, generally everybody wants the giant ones. So we're just going to unwrap our dough. It looks good. I'm just going to spread this out a little bit. You also want to flour your rolling pin as well, because it'll stick to any surface. And then obviously you've always got extra flour if you need it on hand. Okay, so I'm just going to roll my dough. And when I'm rolling it, I just keep moving it, because that way it stops it sticking underneath. And if it is sticking, you know about it before it's too late. And then you can just, once you've rolled it, once you've cut it out, you can re-roll it and cut out some more. So I want this to be pretty thick dough. Start cutting out our gingerbread man. So take the cutter, and I'm going to cut them all out and then just peel the dough away. Okay, so I'm just going to peel away the pastry, and that way it's easier to pick up our gingerbread man. Pop them onto our lined baking sheets. give them plenty of space because they will still expand a little bit. Okay, I'm going to wash my hands, then I'm going to put them into our preheated oven around 180 degrees. These are only going to take around 10 to 12 minutes. Keep your eye on them. As soon as they start to turn a little bit golden on the edges, that's time to get them out. Okay, so our gingerbread men have been in the oven around 10 minutes and I can see them starting to go golden, so I'm going to get them out now. So these look just perfect. I'm just going to leave them on the trays now just for a couple of minutes to cool down, and then I'm going to transfer them to a cooling rack and let them cool completely, and then we can decorate. Okay, so our gingerbread men have cooled now and they're ready to decorate. So you can do it loads of different ways. This is ready-made royal icing, which quite often I use. I'd pop it in a piping bag and pipe it out. You can do that and that's great. But I've just bought these today. They're just little tubes of edible icing, edible writing, and they're going to be really handy to do these. And it's great if it's kids doing it as well. Loads of colours, they can have lots of fun and they're not messing about trying to put icing into piping bags. So I'm just going to do a mixture of colours, and then I've just got Smarties, eyes, buttons, that's all we need. So I'm just going to do some different colours for eyes. Squeeze it on, and then we're just going to stick Smarties on. And when this icing writing sets, they'll stick. And then we'll do a few little buttons. So you don't have to stick Smarties on at all, you can just decorate them with the icing if you want. So we can do a mixture and get creative. My gingerbread men are done.